Hey Taylor,
Hey, how's it going, Ramon?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. It's good to be back in the office. I've been traveling for the past week or so. Went to an amazing conference in New York, and then my sister and her husband's graduation. So
Lovely.
yeah, definitely good, and wore myself out. And so it's nice to just be back to the 9 to 5.
Wonderful. Yeah. Yeah, no, I was out for the weekend as well, so I can very much relate.
Nice.
So it's good to
Nice.
get settled back in and yeah, welcome everybody to Open Source Thursdays. Today is kind of marking the start of something new. Taylor, you want to fill us in a little bit?
Oh boy, on the spot here. Well, we got inspired by GitHub's Maintainer Month and all this great energy happening in the open source space. So we wanted to really build out more of like a calendar of events here for our tech followers. So we have the live streams every week, but we're also going to start doing what we call code jams, which is just a great way for people who might be interested in contributing to Distribute Aid to show up. I'll be there for all of them. I think Ramon will be there for some of them. We'll have other people come in, and yeah, we're just there, kind of like an office hours, kind of like a pairing session. Just want to make it easy for people to get involved, to contribute to Distribute Aid, and create a bit of a social space around that, right? Because we work in a very social field, and physically connect people through our supply chain. I feel like we should also be connected while we're coding, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, let's also share my screen here so that y'all can see what it is that we're doing. So that's a screen. I want to share a window. Yeah, let's make that a little larger so that y'all can see better. And I'll put us here at the bottom left. Yeah, look at that. Wonderful. Yeah, let's bring up our uh yeah, we've got a set of events. Here we go. I'll also post, well, first of all, I'm going to make these bigger. There we go.
Nice.
Yeah, what do we got here, Taylor?
Yeah, so you can see live stream number one for the month. That's where we're at right now. It's going to be immediately followed by our first open source code jam. So we'll be hacking on probably what we work on this stream. I think we're doing kind of a maintainer month stream to kick it off. So we'll be setting up
Yeah.
issues and adding data to the project and things like that. And then hopefully, if anyone wants to stay, you're more than welcome to join me and Ramon, and start hacking on some of this stuff together. Yeah, so it's not every week. It's not always going to be the stream followed by the code jam. We're trying to switch up the times for the code jam a little bit, make it possible for different people around the world to participate. So on the 14th, when's the 14th? Is that next Tuesday? I want to
The
say.
14th, I think the 13th is Monday. Yeah, Monday
Yep.
13th.
Perfect. So next Tuesday we'll have a another code jam. That'll be a bit later in the evening. So if you're in Europe, maybe not see you there. But if you're on the West Coast in California or Seattle or something, that's going to be the one for you. And then we have another stream that Thursday. Um,
Mhm.
the really special event this month is our third code jam on the 20th. So that is World Refugee Day, and I'll be doing a mini hackathon. So I will be on for 12 hours in a row.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know, right? And just want to make it really easy for people to drop by and spend part of their day working on tech that's helping displaced people all over the world. So as a kind of a celebration to World Refugee Day.
Love it. Yeah, this is going to be jam packed and I love to see so much going on. Um
Absolutely. I'm excited too. We'll learn a lot from this. Like, I feel like this is the
Absolutely.
next step in terms of, getting ourselves out there and engaging folks who want to contribute to the code base. So we'll see. And most of the code jams are 4 hours long. Maybe that's too long and we should do shorter ones more frequently. Maybe it's not long enough. I don't know, but it'll be fun to experiment and find out. And then we should be doing something like this every month. So our goal is at the start of each month to have a number of scheduled events on our Open Collective events page.
Yeah.
And all of these are free. So the live stream link, if you go to opencollective.com/distribute-aid-usa/events,
Yep.
there we go. There's the link. So the links for the live streams are just in the bottom of the events page. You can sign up for them. You don't have to. For the code jams, that's a Zoom link. So I didn't want to paste that on the internet. So you do have to register for the code jams. There's a
Fair.
$30 suggested donation, which funds 1 hour of our full-time team's time, and gets $600 of aid delivered. But it's just a suggested donation. So you can totally hit other and click 0 and still sign up for the event entirely for free.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. And I think I'm super thankful that you provide the time, Taylor. I think when it comes to, bringing people into an open source project, one of the best things we can do is provide them some time, if we can, to help onboard them.
Exactly. 100%. Yeah. And I feel like this is it's a good balance, right? Because
Yeah.
I just usually when I'm coding, I'm like, oh, I wish other people were here with me, but you have to have some structure in place to get the ball rolling. So hopefully that's what
Absolutely.
this provides. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, cool. If you're interested, we mentioned the GitHub Maintainer Month. Let me bring that up as well, because I
Yeah.
thought it was a pretty cool event that they're
This
running.
this stream's an official GitHub Maintainer Month stream. That's hella cool.
Yeah. Yeah. No, what they're doing here looks amazing. And so what's going on here is, it's a month for open source maintainers to gather, share, and be celebrated. And so if you go to the schedule, you'll find a whole slew of different events at not just GitHub, but let me scroll down just a tad here and look at that. There's us. There's us. So yeah, you can check out different kinds of open source maintainership related events, and check it out. And so please join in. What we're doing here is creating a space for folks to be able to come in and do the contributions they want, learn the things they want to learn, and do what they can. I'll put a link to that here as well, and I'll highlight it. So there you'll find the Maintainer Month schedule. So do check it out.
There we go.
Awesome. All right. Well, let me just hide my screen for a second there. Taylor, what are we doing today?
Yeah, so I think today we definitely wanted to spend some time more in the maintenance aspect. I know we've been doing a lot of coding on the region pages and stuff, and those are actually really good. The team was really excited to see that content up there. Definitely need some style work, but I think we're at the point now where the architecture's down, the content showing up on the screen. It's time to create issues and move it not from you doing all the coding, but make it easy for people to get involved and to join us on that future set.
Essentially make the code base accessible to more folks who want to get in and contribute.
Exactly. And if we have time later on in the stream after doing that, there's also a whole bunch of awesome data that I've been compiling with my coworker Adele. So we've been going through things like our needs assessment data, and compiling that into a fairly usable form, and we can export it as a JSON, right? So we can have this JSON export and upload that to Forestry, so that it's accessible in the repo. It'll just be a JSON file that gets added to the repo. Same thing with a bunch of shipping data. And the cool thing about the shipping data is actually it's a compilation of multiple data sources. So we have here's the items that we shipped, but also here's we have 1,000 items that we've looked up the Walmart price for in order to understand the end value impact we have for our beneficiaries. Same thing with different GDP conversions, because the cost of goods in the United States is different than the cost of goods in Austria, is different than the cost of goods in Lebanon. So hopefully we can get that data up as well, and we'll definitely have some targeted issues, right? There's definitely some things that this would be really cool to have, and we know what that is, but I'm hoping that For some contributors that are maybe a bit more free-spirited, you can also just take a look at that data and get inspired and come up with your own visualization idea or your own
Ooh,
presentation idea, and own it. Yeah, you can always make your own issue and then open a PR with code that responds to that issue, right?
love it. Love it. Folks, if you're watching live, remember we're live. So if you wanna claim an issue, if you wanna ask any questions, like we're doing this in public because we wanna hang out with y'all and hopefully collaborate.
Yeah, yeah, and it's been a minute, so let us know how you're doing too. Send a comment
Yeah.
on the stream. Yeah, it's always fun to catch up. Love that audience participation.
Same. Same. Cool. What do you think, Taylor? Do you wanna drive the GitHub
Yeah,
or
yeah,
shall
I can
I?
get us started there.
We can also tag each other out. However you
Yeah,
prefer.
let's swap it out, but I don't mind starting us off here. So I'm just gonna share my screen
Awesome. I'll
first.
bring you up in just a sec.
Okay,
Awesome. Here we go.
sweet. Oh, there we go. So, just a quick overview, maybe. We have
Ooh, good idea.
three active projects, right? So this is our kind of main distribute aid GitHub page. And we're actively working on our landing site. That's what Ramon and I spend most of our time on this stream working on. We also have our kind of long-term shipment tracker. That's our kind of grassroots aid logistics platform. So we're slowly kind of taking the processes we develop internally and trying to code those up on the shipment tracker to make it easier for groups to manage their own logistics and basically take all the research and the process development that we've done at Distribute Aid and use code as a way to make that accessible, to the hundreds or thousands of grassroots organizations that are out there. And then I think the other main project here is the needs assessment. So this is a project that Marcus started, and it's been super successful. We've had a lot of problems with kind of commercial survey software. It's either not powerful enough, like Google Forms, or it's way too expensive and complicated, like Qualtrics. And so we just made a little tool which allows us to implement kind of a custom survey, and our partners fill that out, and so we get great needs data which we can use to predict what to ship over the next 3 months. I think one of the really cool things about this is that it's very possible for other aid groups to use it to design and run their own surveys, right? So it really becomes, it has the potential to be a community-wide tool. And while we haven't done that yet, we're starting to, I think we're doing our second needs assessment on this tool at the end of the month. And at that point, we'll start to open it up to our partners and things like that, so they can find out, ask questions to their own networks of groups. Yeah.
I just wanted to say I love this this README you've got here.
Thank you. I can't take any credit. This was all Marcus, I think. He saw that GitHub released this as a feature and made the README for Distribute Aid, highlighting our different projects as well as how to get involved. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, so what we'll be doing then is taking a look at what's going on with our landing page issues and essentially rev it up so that folks who want to contribute, folks who want to join in can do so with the most ease. But also, like, again, we're doing this every week. We are live. The whole point is for this to be collaborative. So if you see something here that strikes your fancy, if you see something here that you think, oh, I could help with this, or if you see something where you're like, I would be interested, but no idea where to start, that's what we're here for.
Exactly. And please do let us know if you have questions while the stream pops up, or you have an idea. Like, we've solved so many challenges that Ramon and I were stuck on, and someone left a comment on Discord like, oh, check out this JavaScript function or something like that. So
Exactly.
very much appreciated.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Cool. Maybe we should start with just like a quick 360 of the project here on GitHub, Ramon, and we can kind of build a little maintainers checklist of different things that we'd like to touch up, and then start diving into that. Does that sound good?
That sounds fantastic.
Cool. So right now we have 13 issues. Probably good to go through our existing issues at some point, make sure they're still relevant, maybe update them if necessary, check the labels and things like that. We also have a couple pull requests and a couple of potential security issues. So it might be good to look through those as well.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then what else? Kind of the README here. I think the README is okay.
I think so too. We've touched it up a couple of times. Of course, open to feedback.
Yeah, I think that's the right point. Like we've done what we can with it, but as we get feedback, as people get involved, we're always happy to make it easier. And
Absolutely.
there's still probably a couple things like we should add, info about forestry on the content creation side or our Netlify setup on the deployment and production. But I don't feel like those are blockers for people getting involved coding.
I agree.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, where do you want to start kind of diving in? Should we take a look at the issues, the pull requests, maybe review the active branches, see if there's anything that's stale or that can be merged in, or the security alerts?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think, because our objective is our objective for today is to essentially get everything into a state where it's ready to, for people to start reaching out and giving some contributions for. So I would say I'm very glad to see we've only got 2 pull requests open. Shall we take a look at what they are and see if they
Totally.
need some get that inbox 0?
Yep. Yep. So I
See what
think
we got.
that this is the branch we were working on, adding needs assessments results to regions, and we were working on the
Hmm.
region pages there. So we haven't quite gotten into the needs assessment portion, but the region pages seem to be working fairly well at this point.
Wonderful.
What do you think? Worth trying to merge this guy in so that everyone can start fresh on Saga?
Yeah, I would say let's get ourselves into a clean slate. This is sort of like and there's nothing stopping us from. I think there is an issue. No, we've documented this as an issue. So and we've used check boxes to sort of mark where along it we are. So I'm in favor of merging this.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds good. I totally agree. So
I
let's
think I
just look
saw
at it.
some rebasing needed.
Maybe, yeah. Where's okay, number 241. So that's the issue here. So let me just open up another.
I think that was the pull request number actually.
Oh, okay. It's, yeah, here we go. Here we go. So we did hard code an index page with cards displaying that.
Mm-hmm.
And we created the region pages. So that's good. We haven't done the visualization
Right.
this bit. So I think yeah, for the PR, we did the first section here essentially. So we can leave this issue open, maybe go back and touch the issue up. But in the
Sounds
meantime, we
good.
can merge this guy in. Let's
Yeah.
see. I just want to edit it real quick.
Resolves the first portion of issue 194. And I like that. I think that's descriptive that's like well descriptive of what's going on here essentially.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got that there. And then I think you're right. Oh no. Okay. Maybe we'll edit the title as well. So add region and subregion pages. Just make that a little bit more relevant. Cool.
Taylor,
Yep.
if I wanted to contribute, what would be the best way for me to get in touch?
Totally. That is a great question. And I would say the fastest and easiest way to get in touch would probably just be sending me a DM on Twitter if you have Twitter. You can find me. I'm at borderless_dev, and it's also in my name on the stream there. You can also find Distribute Aid on Twitter and send us a DM there. If you don't have Twitter, I think that a good way is always going through GitHub and maybe finding an issue that you're potentially interested in and then leaving a comment on that issue. Like, hey, I'd like to do this. I might need some help getting set up or have some questions about the code base or something. And then if it's easier for you, I'd say you can always email us at hello@distributeaid.org. But either one of those three ways, depending on what's easiest for you, is a great way to kind of kick that conversation off and get the ball rolling.
Awesome. Thank you. Then in that case, folks who are watching, you might have noticed a nice little banner appear at the bottom of the stream saying, if you want to contribute, send us a DM. And I put our Twitter handles there so you can get in touch.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a nice thing about us is like we're very open. How we just want folks to reach out and let us know that they want to help, right? So the channel matters a bit less than taking that first step.
Absolutely. And this is I've learned so much by doing contributions this way, by just by reaching out to maintainers who, of course, being like what we're doing here, right? We're saying up front, hey, we're available, please get in touch. That's not gonna, but it's important to also be respectful of other maintainers' time.
Mm-hmm.
Not every maintainers, most open source happens out of a maintainer's kindness and time. So please be respectful of that is what I'm getting at.
Absolutely. But I feel like we tend to run into those kind of maintainer respect issues less than some of the open source code bases for the tech world, right? I feel like if you're writing like a library for JavaScript or something, you're much more likely to run into people that are demanding, free support for their use of that library or things like that. And since we're, building our own tools for very much not a technical field, this humanitarian aid world, it's really just people that want to contribute, which is wonderful. It's very energizing. So I hear you on the respect, but hopefully we haven't run into any of those issues yet, and hopefully we won't. Yeah. Do you have like any horror stories of being a maintainer?
Only once has it happened to me that somebody pinged me on a Saturday. It's like, hey, I noticed you haven't, I think they sent in a PR on like Friday night, and then on Saturday midday they pinged me and they're like, hey, I noticed you haven't reviewed my PR yet. And I was like, I'm sorry, it's the weekend and I need to rest.
But Ramón, supply chains never sleep.
Fair point. But this was for a random open source project, not not for Distribute Aid.
We also take weekends off. It's okay. All right.
Sorry, I kind of took us off on a tangent. How are things? So we do have some conflicts here that need to be resolved.
Yeah, it looks like there's a package JSON and a yarn lock. And then I think the other thing that I wanted to do real quick was maybe try to do a code C recording, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe we want to do that after the merge, actually. And that'll give us kind of like a clean recording for the region pages and the sub-region pages to share as we're creating new issues related to those. Should we dive into Gitpod real quick to wrap up the conflicts here?
Yeah, we doing this over. We're doing this manually over rebase. I'm, me, I love a good rebase.
Yeah, I think that's fine. How do we? Because we can't merge it in here, or can we?
We can do a rebase here. I'm not very familiar with how to. Well, we can. If you click on resolve conflicts, actually, it's not automatic. I think it's a manual process.
Oh, it'll do like a single commit for you.
Exactly. Which is nice.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like it's probably an auto, one of those like the Renovate bot or something bumped up sharp
Mm-hmm.
right here. So let me just tidy that up. But you know what? We're gonna need to do an install to resolve the. I don't want to mess with like yarn.lock and resolving
Right.
that. So let's just do it on Gitpod. That seems easier.
Sure.
Yeah.
If you're
Cool.
not familiar with Gitpod, by the way, it's a tool that we've been using on our streams. It's super handy because it. I need to refresh it. Give me a sec.
You're saying how it was super handy, Ramon?
Hey, I stand by what I said.
No, it really is an amazing
Oh,
collaboration
do
tool.
you know
We
what?
use it every stream, and yeah, I think we just need to get a paid account or something so we can leave the instance running for forever.
Yeah, especially if we're gonna be doing this. I'm gonna quickly DM you the link to the Gitpod, or maybe give it a refresh.
Okay. Yeah, it might change it up between restarts or something. Oh,
There we go.
there we go. Nice.
So let me just hide our faces real quick. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Cool.
By the way, folks, if you're watching and we've bumped up the font sizes. If they look too small, all you gotta do is please let us know, and we're happy to accommodate.
Absolutely. I'm not quite sure what's going on with the terminals, but let me just open up a fresh one here.
Yeah. Cool.
View.
It's cool because it's essential. I think if you go to terminal, Taylor, there was a menu called. Oh yeah, that works too.
Yeah. Okay.
The cool thing about this is that it's essentially a VS Code with a terminal running on the cloud. So like if you have the link, you can just hop right in and collaborate, a la Google Docs or something.
Totally. Totally.
Awesome. So let's see what we got. I'm gonna hide our faces again. So I'm gonna hide the banner as well because it's
Yeah.
there
So
we
what do
go.
we need to do? We need to merge master, or I'm sorry, saga. We're calling it saga. Yeah. So merge saga into here, or you wanted to try rebase, but then that might mess up the history on the.
You well, it's not gonna rebase it on Saga. It's gonna rebase it here on this branch,
Yeah.
and
But
only
then,
slightly.
okay. Well, we can try the rebase, and let's
Yeah,
see.
I love me a good rebase. I'm never gonna say no to it. You ever done an interactive rebase?
I think you showed me how to do it, but if you want to walk me through that
Oh,
again, that'd be great.
no, never mind. Sorry, we don't need to do an interactive one. A plain rebase should do the trick. So, yep, auto merging yarn lock messed up and merge conflict in package JSON. So now we can go to package JSON and fix that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you look for the equal signs. That's clever. I always look for the bigger than and smaller thans.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think I changed it up. I don't have a particular style. So what do we
Mm-hmm.
got here? We got React table got bumped up and sharp got bumped up. So we really just need to take this slugify version right there. And then we can get rid of that.
Nice.
And
Is that the only one? Oh no, there's the Slugify still.
oh yeah. Yeah, so sharp. Now how
Oh,
are
you've got
letters ordered? Yeah, that looks right. Yeah.
no. Hold on. Sorry, you've got 2 React tables and 2 React and 2 sharps.
Good call.
There you go.
Okay. Cool.
Nice.
So now we should be able to do a yarn install, and that'll
Mm-hmm.
take care of the yarn lock, right?
Yes.
Okay. So should we run the server and make sure everything works before committing the rebase?
Yeah, good call. Why not?
This is elevator music time, Ramon.
Oh my God, I forgot we have that.
Right?
What am I putting? Some night driving. Did I tell you these are composed by folks at StreamYard?
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, at least from what I remember. Last time I checked. But yeah, but that means that they won't get copyright struck on Twitch or on YouTube, which is good.
Yeah. That is really good. Okay.
I've stopped the music for now. I forgot that I'm DJing this as well. This is fun.
Yeah. So I'm not seeing.
No, I don't see any errors.
Yeah, I'm just wondering because we had the regions page in the main menu, but that's probably fine, I think, because it's not quite ready to be accessible publicly yet. Let's just make sure we can still access those pages. Yep, there we go. So we got our regions there. Uh-oh. But our subregions are not working.
Could it be they're not wired up yet?
They were the last time I looked at this stuff. I'm not 100% sure what's going on with it, though.
Oh, do you know what? Maybe because we're in the middle of a rebase, Taylor.
That shouldn't affect the server, though, should it?
It shouldn't affect the server, but maybe the progress we made with those, with those pages hasn't been made at this point of the rebase yet.
That's very fair. Yep. See, we're learning. We're learning here on Spain.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to shut the server down and hit add package JSON. And
so that looks ready for a commit.
Yeah, is it commit or git rebase continue or?
It's git commit. Now, in theory, I never know when this works and where. Yeah, see? So it kept the commit message.
Okay.
So you should be able to save and close that. And now you can git rebase flag continue. We got another one. And it is also it's just yarn log. So if you do yarn install, we should be good.
Good call on the fact that we're halfway through. I would have been frustrated. I probably would have undone the rebase and tried something else.
What you hear there was the voice who has been burned by this before. But I've learned, ever since I learned the command git rebase abort, I've learned to significantly less fear rebases left. Less. I can't talk today.
Yeah.
So what do we got?
Okay.
Ooh.
So now we have some actual code changes. Index and region card.
I like that VS Code highlights that. That's pretty handy.
Yeah.
Do you want to close the other one, because we're working with some very small.
Oh, yeah. No, that's very fair.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Again, folks, if you're watching and the font size could be bigger, just please give us a shout.
Yeah. So this looks like an issue. This is just old code, right? Because you remember we did all that work to create those custom GraphQL nodes that were derived from the Markdown. So I think in this case, we want to accept the current change. Yeah, same thing here. And you can see how much that simplified our front end code by handling all of that at the kind of in the Gatsby Node.js file, right?
Yeah.
So now we're putting all that complexity into here basically, and then it really simplifies what we have to do in terms of accessing that data on the front end.
Oh, I never saw that accept current change before.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's so handy.
Yep. Yeah, I really like that rather than having to go through and like manually do it. So this looks good to me. And then we also have our, nope, our region card. So what's going on here? Is that the same thing? Oh, wow, it's very different. Yeah, I think this is the same thing because it's now just taking a region object passed from GraphQL instead of having this broken down into different bits. So I will accept the current change as well. All right. So that should do it for both of those issues.
Nice. I love how quick that was.
Yeah.
Like usually when I think about rebases, I'm always like, oh, this is going to be rough. But that was fine.
Yep.
Let me just put up the banner real quick as a quick reminder, folks. If you are interested in contributing and doing your making some contributions to help with Distribute 8 in general, please send us a DM. We're always happy to help on board and find issues together. And
Yeah, 100%. Okay. And this looks like the same thing essentially. Yeah, instead of taking all of those there, we can just take the new good thing. So we're going to accept the current change. Oh.
got plenty of rebasing to do.
Yeah. So again, this is the region card, and we want to accept the current change. Okay, that looks good.
Nice.
We also have the region component types, which is something that I changed up. So we used to have like, yeah, a couple of more complex types, and now it's now we just have the region and the subregion there with all their different fields. So we can accept the current change, and then we have the region index.
Nice. Here, I'll make us some space. I think we got another. What do we got?
Another package JSON and another region card. It's really, I'm not sure what's going on with the rebase because it keeps asking me to essentially accept the same set of changes for this region card here.
That is odd. I wonder if the formatting changed on each commit, and that's why.
I don't know. Well, it's probably not any easier or harder than a merge. Like there'd just be a bunch of merge conflicts that you have to go through.
Yeah.
What's going on with the package JSON? Yeah, okay. So we can just accept the updated version. Yeah.
Which means we'll need to yarn install again, right?
I guess I didn't actually have to install anything because I already had that version installed.
Yeah.
Okay. So
What do we got here?
this is our Gatsby node file. This is probably where we're going through, and yeah, it's just changing up the queries and stuff, which is fine. I'm also doing fun things like adding the slug, right? So I'm adding fields here. I'm not sure if I showed you that, Ramon. But in Gatsby node, I'm just adding the slug as like a property. Yeah. Okay, that looks good. And then we have the region page template. Boy.
Ooh, that's a big one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Taylor. I didn't want to turn this into a rebasing stream.
That's okay.
I mean, it's always good to show a rebase in action.
Yeah, for sure. This is quite interesting.
But yeah, hopefully getting towards the end there.
Yeah. The region card again. So those list types. Here we have the region card and the region component types.
It looks like a lot of these got conflicted as well.
A lot of what got conflicted?
Sorry, not conflicted. A lot of files here got conflicts.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure how we ended up in this situation. I probably just committed something to the wrong branch, and now it doesn't like me.
Could be. Happens to all of us. Nice.
Okay, so that was the region card. So we have the index and the region page. Is there a way to just accept all current changes? I feel like that's what I'm doing here.
It looks like that's what it wants. I wonder if there's a way to like accept all current changes in one go. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, something like just always use mine. Because like here, that was so let me actually undo that if I can. This is a great example where like we used to have subregions. We had to pull that data by itself. So it'd be this kind of array of subregions. Now that's just been consolidated to a field on our region object, right? So you can go like region dot subregions instead of have two separate bits of data that you're passing around. So I think that was all of them here.
Nice. Oh, oh no. Oh, I'm sorry, Taylor.
That's okay. Maybe there's a way in Git to just accept all.
Do you know what? I'm going to look that up.
Okay.
VS Code accept all. Is it incoming or accept current change?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's merge conflict, but maybe go to the Git tab on the left side of the and that'll show you all the files that have merged changes. And if you right click on
Oh, there you go.
maybe you can do that at the top and it'll let you do all of them.
That's just staging them.
Yeah.
You can go.
Still, that's pretty nice.
Yeah. Well, what's the problem with this one? Oh, it said no merge conflicts. So this.
Oh yeah, because you already did them. So you're missing the region page one.
Yeah, but if I go accept all.
Oh, why is that there twice? Lines 5 and 7.
Yeah, why is that there twice? That was weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah, because we had Gatsby node links list or links list, not a linked list. Okay.
Nice. There we go. By the way, Taylor, if this gets tedious for you, I'm super happy to like tag in and take over for a bit.
I don't mind. I don't mind clicking through.
Sure.
It's something that's got to get done,
Yep, for sure.
But that's exactly why we're doing our maintenance session today. Yeah. As much as we look like rock stars, we are open containers. So
yeah.
It's good for the audience to see some of the less glamorous parts of our role here.
Totally.
I think the only real issues were in that Node.js file. That's the only time I'm not just accepting all of the current changes.
Yeah. I think it's good to be thorough,
Yeah, I'm sorry, the package.json file. It is. I do find myself just kind of skimming through and clicking the accept current change on a lot of this. But I also kind of remember what I was doing at the time, and it looks right. So almost done. Here we go. There's
yarn
another.
lock,
Yeah.
which sounds like we need to do a yarn install, and then we're good.
Yep. Sometimes it'd be nice if GitHub didn't present each change as the smallest delta, or I guess Git in this case didn't present each change as the smallest possible delta, or it'd be just more like, here's the function, one way or the other way, right?
I agree wholeheartedly. Like, I understand why it is that way, but yeah.
Yeah. Or if there's like a specificity selector or something like that. I guess Git probably doesn't know anything about the underlying code, though, so it wouldn't necessarily know like what a function is in different languages.
That seems fairly lightweight. Nice.
Yeah, I feel like it's telling me there's errors or something. I'm not seeing them.
Maybe it needs a reload or something?
It's probably just because.
Yeah, you're right. There are some underlines there.
Yeah, what is going on there? Okay. This is what it looked like. Resolvers, DA region, map. Oh, that's weird. That's just get, not. So it didn't like split it up correctly or something. That was weird. Now we have our DA regions, subregions, the map file, and then we have our subregion, which also has a map. That looks right. And there are no more issues.
Nice.
Yep. Sweet.
So, fingers crossed. Yeah.
Yay. Okay, so
Nice.
now I need to force push this, right?
Yes. And also try out the server before we merge. Just in case.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and just pull down a local copy of this branch too.
Oh, yeah, good call. Yeah, because you never know. Could always branch it out somewhere else.
Yeah.
So you're now going to do this locally on your machine. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick. Okay. Cool. And we're building the dev bundle. We got our browser up. Yay! There we go. This looks
nice.
Great.
That looks fantastic.
Yeah. So I think the only other thing we have to do. Yep. Now it's showing all the images and everything. You can see my terrible Google Maps screenshot.
Taylor, it's good. It does the trick.
If you're a designer and you want to make beautiful renderings highlighting different countries and regions, hit us up.
I'm actually giving a talk on this topic next week at Codeland conference.
No.
This is open source, doing things like asset creation.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I might have violated Google's copyright a little bit, but who cares? Cool. No, this looks good. And we can go into the subregions now. So this is the region page here. You can see we have all the content. It just needs styling. We can check out different subregions. I guess we don't have too much content, but maybe Greece, like the Aegean Islands. Yep.
And on that note, folks, if this is something, let me put up the banner again. If you want to contribute, get in touch, because this is with Tailwind that we're styling our pages. Absolutely welcome contributions and help. Like everything's appreciated.
Yeah, totally. So I think the only thing I want to do here is just hide this this regions bit right now so we don't accidentally deploy from Saga. It'll auto deploy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Good call.
But then we
So
can have some issues for sure. That sounds great.
wonderful.
So where's our main menu? Oh, there we go. Nav. No. It's just in the wrapper. Yep. It doesn't cut that out. Okay. Now we still have our region pages, but we're not going to accidentally release it sooner than we mean to. So that looks good to me.
Wonderful. So now what remains is to force push.
Yep. What are we calling this? Maybe a fix. Oh. Boom. Force push. Please don't break.
Excellent.
Cool. And now that should be popping up here. Okay, let's let these checks run.
Perfect. So what we're doing here is letting our CI do some checks to make sure that everything's running smoothly.
Yeah. In the meantime, maybe we can take a look at some of the issues here.
Good call. Yeah, that sounds great.
Cool. So, do we want to go back through the old ones, or do we just want to start adding some new issues based on the region pages and some of that styling?
Well, there was a couple that I wanted to ask you about, Taylor, actually. Some of the
Totally.
contentful model ones. Do we maybe want to close these for now, or what do you think?
Yeah, I think we can.
Because you remember we had a bunch of these for, I believe, for Hacktoberfest.
Yep.
And now that we've switched over to
Forestry.
thank you, forestry. Yeah, I'm not sure they're. I think it'd be better to keep the relevant issues around. And, nothing's saying we can't reopen or open new ones later on.
Yeah. So let's take a look here. Oh, this is just documentation. So I think we kind of did that restructuring the existing site hierarchy. I over-engineered our initial contentful setup, but we're not really using that anymore. I don't think we need anything nearly this complicated with all this documentation and stuff. Yeah, let's just close this one out. How do we close an issue?
I think if you scroll down, close issue. Ah, look at that.
Yeah.
Didn't know that was a thing.
Cool. So let's cool. Do we need to adjust the labels? Like, is this a won't fix label or something?
Yeah.
Cool. That's that one.
Nice.
Shipment.
Like our objective here is to make sure that, folks coming in to contribute have, can take a look at the issue list and,
Yeah, we
see that they're
definitely
up to date.
Yep. Okay, I think that all of these are fairly old, and I'm not seeing, like, I think we're reapproaching some of this stuff around shipments, anyways. And it's a bit easier to deal with. Yeah, so like for example, this issue right here is talking about on our homepage we have like our year numbers or whatever, but even that's changed. It used to be 6, now it's 5, now it's laid out differently. So I think that this is something that doesn't get updated that often. We don't necessarily need a content management system to change these numbers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I do want to change it to the past 12 months though, once we get our data pipeline going, because I'm just looking at that value number, and I know we've shipped about, gosh, we'll probably hit about $10 million.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a bit closer to like $4-5 million of end value to beneficiary, but that's like our internal sort of North Star metric of looking at like how much those goods, because we're like, okay, what's the replacement cost for the goods we ship in Lebanon or in Serbia or in Romania, in Ukraine, right? But I think the number for people to get the impression of like how much work we're doing, we should actually not convert it to the local value of where it was delivered, but convert it to like what their country's GDP per capita looks like, right? So in the US, I think in US dollars for the US economy, we've shipped about $13 million of aid. In the UK, that probably translates to close to like 8 to 10, million pounds, right? So just kind of presenting our work, in people's local economic context so that they have an innate understanding of the scale that we're operating at is a good next step here, instead of having like one number that makes sense for everybody in the world, because the world and the global economy doesn't really work like that. Sorry, I was nerding out.
No, I love it. This is what these streams are about. It's about like showing, what goes on, as well as, what the day-to-day is like.
Totally. Okay, so I'm going to label this as won't fix. And this one is actually, we're going to take a
Yeah.
cool. That one's done. What's going on with this one? Side card stack. I'm not quite sure. So maybe the Figma link will help here.
I think that's an important pointer to bring up as well. We're working with volunteer designers, with volunteer, folks helping us, create this website. So it's not just all code.
Absolutely. So this gets into like, I think some of the original designs here. And where's this sidecar? I'm not seeing what this was referencing. Side card stack.
Side card stack.
Maybe it was something like this, like our projects or whatever. That's okay. I think this is quite old, anyways.
Nice.
Cool. And was that all of them? Is there one more?
We got 2 more? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the image carousel actually is live here, and that's these images at the top. I think they're just not showing because they're not cached or something like that. There we go. So this is all hard coded right now. So this might actually be a cool thing to get into forestry. But it kind of works for now. So do we need to adjust this issue to say, hey, get the images, set up like an image carousel in forestry and load the data from there? Or do we want to close it and then we can open that issue later on if we think it's necessary? What do you think, Ramon?
Yeah.
Close it and open it up later on?
Yeah, definitely in favor. I think because for me, what's important is, when I'm coming in, I want to make sure that, and like we can either open it back up or just create a new one. But I think looking at a list of issues and making sure that these are all up to date is for me the most important part.
Yeah.
For sure.
Is forestry with 2 R's? Nope, I've been spelling it wrong the whole time.
Let me remove our faces there.
Carousel carousel. Okay. OUSEL. Sweet. Okay. And this is the sidecar stack, right? Because I clicked the Figma link and then accidentally went to a different issue. I went back. Cool. Awesome. So that should clear up quite a bit of our old issues. Yeah.
We've got a set up project overview on Notion.
Yeah, I'm going to close this one up because I don't think we're using Notion's like more of an internal tool. And it makes sense to just put all of the code stuff like available on GitHub or whatever. Great. So the deployment still makes sense, I think. We need to edit this, but we should. There was that deployment section in the README to do. Yeah. Cool. So let's leave that one there. For the shipment totals and stuff here, this is what we were working on back in the day. Do you remember that, Ramon?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna assign this to you. And we'll probably end up reimagining it, but because we did have some of that code still that we kept in like the shipments, or whatever, its own page. I want to leave this open for that context until we're ready to kind of like convert all of that away from contentful. And this is probably not a good first issue at this point.
Yeah.
And we probably shouldn't. We should just handle that one ourselves. That seems good. You know what I like about this is like I feel like a lot of the maintainer work is really lonely sometimes. Like I could have just been sitting by myself, doing a rebase, going through a bunch of issues, but it's quite a bit more enjoyable just talking that through with you.
I think, and this is what I like about coding and working in public like this, that it helps. It's essentially pairing in a way, or ensemble programming.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I find some of the ensemble programming techniques to be a bit hard, especially when you're trying to rotate through people in the driver's seat really quickly.
Totally.
But I do like the pair programming or even pairing up in like smaller groups and you switch like 3 people every half hour or something like that, right?
I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah. So what the heck is this? This is a Renovate bot issue.
Dependency dashboard.
Okay. Do we need a dependency dashboard? I feel like I set up Renovate bot to auto merge everything except for major updates.
Major.
Yeah, because those could have breaking changes.
Yeah, and that was a lot of pull requests it was opening.
Yeah. Now it just auto merges them, which is why we ran into some rebase issues with the
Right.
package JSON. But that's okay. I'd much rather rebase once in a while than have like 50 issues open by Renovate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I think this is just it keeps it automatically up to date. So this is like an ongoing thing. So you can kind of control Renovate
Right.
through this GitHub issue. So I think we can just leave it open.
Sounds good. So this isn't something that somebody coming in should be concerned with.
Yeah. How do we label that as like?
I don't know.
Maybe this is kind of documentation. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so it just the Renovate bot just updates this with pending, requests and stuff every time. So we'll just leave that there.
Ooh.
Okay, so what's our site look like? Oh yeah, okay. So this has been completed. We went with the card style there. Okay. So I think we can just say that it's done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
I wonder if there is something like such a thing as like how there's technical debt, right?
Yeah.
Is there like maintainership debt?
Oh, absolutely.
That we've built up.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. But what you don't see here is like we're going through the issues that people didn't contribute to or that were like confusing or weird or whatever.
Yeah.
Like a lot of this we set up for Hacktoberfest and a lot of those issues got resolved, right? People contributed.
Which is exactly what we wanted.
Exactly. So I feel like just once in a while, maybe once a quarter, we got to kind of go through and do some spring cleaning, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. It looks like everything else is assigned and kind of in progress. So I feel pretty comfortable leaving.
Wonderful.
Oh,
Does
this
that mean we
actually
can?
looks fun. This looks like it got merged.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we can just close this issue out too. Let's just do a quick
Great.
look at it on the mobile view. Okay. That totally works for me. It looks like it just hides the carousel on mobile, which I think makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Should we take a look at that, the pull request here? So it looks like we can merge this one in now.
Yes.
Sweet.
Wonderful.
Oh. Yeah. We just reviewed this. I'm going to use my special admin powers. I don't think I want to squash this. I think I want to... Oh, I guess we have to squash it. That's okay.
You could also rebase and merge, which technically it's already rebased, so it shouldn't change much.
Oh gosh. If I try it, can we back out?
I think so.
Okay. Oh, hey, it looks like it worked.
And I don't think it would have let you rebase and merge without, it making sure that it was okay to do,
Yeah. Yeah. So that's cool. What's the other PR here? Update actions, set up Python action to v4 by Renovate bot.
We're doing Python? That's odd.
Yeah, I feel like we don't use Python at all.
Oh, it's like a codesy thing.
Yeah, I don't know why. So I don't know if this will break it because it says configure Python 3x and then uses action setup Python at v4.
I think that the version of the GitHub action was updated. I don't know. I don't know if I feel right messing with the codesy bot.
Let's ask the codesy people. Maybe I can tag Josh in.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Cool. Let the pros handle it, right?
Yep. I mean, that's the whole point of this open source.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool. So that's pretty well set up. Should we just take a quick flick through the security stuff and maybe by the end of the stream here in 10 minutes, we'll have like a solid reset. And then during the code jam, I can work on adding issues and like adding that data and stuff that we were talking about.
Love it.
Cool. Okay. Can we just have a security policy that says don't be a dick? Like, let us know what's going on.
Oh, actually. Sorry, carry on. Just want to take a look at something. No, because we have a code of conduct.
Yeah, I have a code of conduct. I think the security policy is like, how do you report vulnerabilities and stuff? And this is like,
I see.
So I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. I feel like most of these are just going to be solved by bumping up the versions when the maintainers solve these. Like, how do we deal with this? Cannot update to a non-vulnerable version because of Gatsby transformer remark requires a pinned version. And so this is a major version bump. So like we're kind of dependent on Gatsby transformer remark to like update itself to work with the new major version. But yeah, I don't know how relevant this is to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. It looks like they automatically get closed as things get bumped up anyways.
Perfect.
Yep. Cool. Wow, I can't believe it's already been an hour and a half.
Went by quickly, huh?
It did. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to maintain with your friends, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like and you know, even though it doesn't look like it might look like we didn't do a lot. I mean, y'all saw we rebased, we merged, we closed. So I'd say like now we're in a fresh state to now start getting ready to add some issues and of course onboarding folks. So
Yep.
here's what's going to happen next. So this stream is going to wrap up in a few minutes, and I'm just going to pop a link in here. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and link all of y'all to the first open source code jam for Distributate. So just pop that into the chat.
Yep. So you can sign up on Open Collective, and then I think we can also just share the Zoom link here to any viewers directly, right? Because y'all are real people. No one's gonna troll us, or should we have people sign up through?
I think I mean, worst case scenario, we can kick some people out, right? If they're
yeah. Let me just pop so there. I got you the Zoom link there, Ramon.
I'll pop it into the chat.
Yep.
Wonderful. Yeah. So hop on by. It'll be a great time, and yeah, let's and we'll get you up and running and doing some open source contributions.
Yeah, it'll be really fun. And since we haven't made all the issues yet, definitely welcome for input. It's a collaborative effort. So what do you want to see on the site? What are you interested in working on? We can prioritize getting issues related to that set up for you to assign to yourself.
Wonderful.
Cool. Should we call it here, Ramon? Get a 5-minute break here before the code jam starts?
Yeah, you've got 4 hours of stuff ahead of you. So absolutely. Let's take a breather and see you on Zoom.
Cool. See y'all in just a bit. Bye.
Take care, everybody. Thanks for joining.